Yeah, you know it's bad news if I'm back here again, and guess what? Something else has been cancelled in the wonderful world of the DCEU. Because like a week ago, I think you'll probably remember that I was here and I was talking about the fact that Wonder Woman 3 looked like it had been scrapped, and now we know that that pretty much has happened and all the other stuff that's gone along with that. But the major big takeaway out of all that story, all these leaks of what's going on with Peter Safran and James Gunn with their new slate of DCEU movies was the fact that they were looking to pretty much refresh everything and start anew. And another after effect of this whole DCEU shake-up, refresh, restart, whatever it's going to be called now going forward, is the fact that it's now looking like Henry Cavill is done as Superman. It's over. Now obviously it's been a while since Cavill's actually had his own solo Superman movie or even like an appearance in an ensemble feature. Yes, he did have that lovely cameo. If you've not seen it by now, I'm sorry, but we just need to talk about it. He did have that cameo at the end of Black Adam, and that was like, whoa, he's back! Cavill, our Superman, he's wearing the bright Superman costume. Oh my goodness, the world is good again. And then after that, Cavill even went online and he said, yeah guys, I'm back, it's me, I'm Superman, Kal-El, coming at you, life's gonna be great. But now after all those updates that we did have through the Hollywood Reporter, and then James Gunn went on to say that some of these things were accurate, some really weren't, and all the kind of information that's been dropping over the last week, we've now got solid confirmation that Cavill Supes is no more. And that is because the now former Superman himself, Cavill, went on Instagram, I think it was last night or a couple of hours ago at this point, and he let out a statement, which I'm going to read to you really quickly. It says, I've just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. So, a key thing to take away from that, obviously it's really heartbreaking that Mr. Cavill is not going to be Superman anymore, but he did say Superman is sticking around, and that leads me into my next point. Because James Gunn took to Twitter on Wednesday as well and confirmed that indeed Superman is sticking around in this new refresh of the DCEU. I don't even know if it's going to be called the DCEU anymore. Whatever it is, he's going to be there. He's still going to be sticking around because he said, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first project at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. He's still going to be sticking around with Gunn and doing something. It's just maybe not going to be Superman. It's probably not going to be the DC world, or maybe it is going to be in the DC world. We don't know. We'll probably find out more in the coming year. It's also worth noting that the Black Superman film written by author Ta-Nehisi Coates, I think that's how you pronounce his name, if it's not, I'm a terrible human being, and that's produced by J.J. Abrams, that is still reportedly going ahead. And another piece of shocking information that fell out of a Hollywood Reporter report on all this stuff was the fact that Gunn and Safran have also met with the Batman actor Ben Affleck to float the idea of him directing a film in this DC world, which is a hell of a development as well, because we all remember what went down with his Batman film that he was going to be directing, then he backed out of it and it all just went tits up. But it's looking now like he's going to be back along for the ride. Again, that's really exciting, and just you get filled with a lot of conflicting emotions about all this. Because sure, it's sad that we're not going to have Henry Cavill Superman anymore, because I think a lot of people were excited about that, weren't they? I mean, when you saw him at the end of Black Adam, for me, it was probably my favourite part of Black Adam, and it came in the post-credit scene, because it just set up so much hopeful possibilities going forward. You were like, oh, we're going to see Cavill collide with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and all these people at some point, but now it's not looking like that's going to happen. It's also not looking like we're going to get the Black Adam sequel, really, because if that's the case, you'd think they'd just cut that away and maybe just go in a completely different direction. So there's a lot of uncertainty with this DC world right now. We've obviously got The Flash still coming, we've got Aquaman, we've got Blue Beetle, we've got a lot of things still to be excited about, but I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody does right now outside of Peter Safran and James Gunn, and they're going to let us all know in the new year what this balmy new DC world's going to look like. But all we do know for certain is Mr. Henry Cavill will not be a part of it, and he also won't be a part of The Witcher either. So he's going to have a lot of free time. why don't you be Bond, mate? Just go and be Bond, why not? So that is precisely why Henry Cavill will no longer be Superman in our DC world, so hearts are broken. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comment section right down below. Don't forget to follow myself on Twitter at gmorgan04. Follow everyone here at What Culture at What Culture. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to all things lovely in What Culture, and just let us know what you feel about all these new Superman projects, the new world of DC, and just put some nice stuff in there about Henry Cavill, because we love him and he deserves the world, really, and I just hope he does something really awesome. Maybe a Warhammer film going forward. Yeah, do that, Henry. We know you love it and we love you. Mwah.